the receiver and the remote weren't bind. So I had to go do that. So let's double check to see if it's still binded. So we got the servo working, but there's like a nasty noise. There's a nasty noise coming out of the back, out of the Vilenian. See, right when you let off the you let off the throttle, it just stops, and it doesn't sound. You hear that? So I push the brake, and then it'll stop, and then it stops. So let's see what's going on with that. I don't think it's the. So it's not supposed to be that loud. So it just might be the gearing. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Let's go ahead and turn it off, and let's take this apart so we can see what's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the wheel because there's a screw down here that we need to get to. So let's go ahead and take off the wheel. I'm using this little guy. This came with the truck. So we're gonna have to take off this wheel so we can go ahead and take off the cover right here. It's a little. So let's go ahead and put this right here that way we don't lose it. The tire and the wheel should just slide off. You might have to wiggle it. You can tell I already need some new tires. So by taking off the wheel, we can get to that guy right there. So we can take off the cover. One, two. And so what we're doing, guys, is we're getting a lot of noise from the motor, and then right when we let off the throttle, it just slows down. Now that we got the cover off, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try it with the battery on, so we can see. I'm just gonna take off the wheel so it doesn't take off on me. That way we can kind of hear where it's coming from. I should put this cover on back on before we lose any of these little screws. So this little thing, you can either put it here or here. I think it's easier if you put it on here because there's little grooves. That goes there, so that makes it waterproof. The seal makes it waterproof. but we have to get it just right so we don't pinch it. There we go. So it's, you see all the corners are on there, so we just put this on. The the little, see how that has a little window, so you want to put that little window to where that little thing is right there, because that's a light. So that way you can tell your red blinks or your red blinks. And then you got two screws. One goes here, the other one goes right there. Tying it down. And then put the other one back on. I just didn't want to lose the screw, so that's why we're just going ahead and putting it back on right now, guys. But the reason why we're working on this truck, this traxxas slash 2x4, is because we're getting some crazy noises back here. So let's go ahead and put the battery on. Go ahead and put the battery on. I think it's this remote. Yes. I don't know if you guys can hear. I'm gonna give it some throttle so you guys can hear. So we took off the wheel so it doesn't take off on us. Hear that? So I see the motor moving around. So maybe we just have to tighten up the motor. I don't know. Let me show you guys. You can see the motor. See that? It's like wiggle. Let me see. You probably see it right here. It's not wiggling here, but see what's going on. Turn it off. Plug it. Okay, so we got that loose. Now I gotta take these out. I think there might be something wrong with the motor. It's just like really noisy. Hopefully it just needs to be cleaned. It's like really stiff. This thing is supposed to spin freely. Oh, look at that, guys. You see the bearings already popping out. So that's not a good sign. You see the bearing housing popping out. We have a spare motor, so maybe we can use some of those parts on this. Let me go ahead and get it out. Might be able just to go ahead and use this guy. You guys can see there's like a bearing wanting to pop out. Not a good sign. Let's go ahead and disconnect this. Let's see what happens with this motor. So this motor's good is just that it blew out the bearing right here. So this will wobble in there, and that's why when we were letting off the throttle, the motor would just stop because the motor wasn't spinning no more because of the bearing was no good. So like right when you would let off the throttle, the motor would stop spinning because the bearings would stop spinning because the bearings weren't where they needed to go. So I'm gonna see if maybe I can use some of this parts to put into the other one because I don't know if you guys saw the the shaft is bent on this one. So if we can put that shaft in here with these bearings, then we should be okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then take off the cap. See how that the bearing is supposed to go there. So let's put a little bit of lubes. This is the one that was blown out. You can see the bearing was like popping out of that sticker right there. That's how bad it was. Oh, you can see it right there. Look, the 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 bearing was supposed to be in there and it's not. And then that was already popping out. So this one's bent. I don't know if you can see it. It's like going that way. So this might work, guys. We just swapped out the shaft, but let's just go ahead and put all these screws back in. Just want to try it out real quick before putting it in, just to make sure. See what happens. So we pretty much swapped out the bearing. The bearing on this one was busted. You can see it was like coming out, just trying to come out, and all the little ball bearings were on the shaft. So out of two motors, out of these two motors, we managed to put this build one, but let's see what happens. You see the bearing was trying to come out of there. So let's see what happens. A little bit of smoke coming out. I don't know if that's from grease, the lubricant, There's like little smoke coming out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, guys, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the wheels back on, put the gears back on, and we're gonna go take it off for a spin. This is live, so I just can't do that. So we're gonna have to put everything back together, but it's gonna take some time. Go ahead and turn it off. One more. Let's go ahead and put the cover back on. That is good. We gotta run this. We gotta run this. These wires down here. One, two. We just need one more. Get these wires. This goes to here. And then the white with the whites. The yellow with the yellow. Blues with the blues. Blues with the blue. Like that. So this goes to me there. On the. And then this guy. Under here. And two screws. Two screws hold that guy up. These screws. So you see that one? Let's go ahead and put this one for right now. The other one goes right there. And we just gotta put on our gear. gear. There. And then after that, we just got to put on our tires. Put the tires back on, and then put the cover, then the tires, and hopefully everything works fine. This goes. I can put this on backwards. It's supposed to go this way, popping out, so you can tighten up that little Allen. So it goes this way. I had put it on the other way, so that way you can have enough room to tighten that up. Right there looks good. We already tightened these. Might have to tighten it up a little bit more. That's as tight as it goes. You don't want to do it too tight. You know what? We got to make sure that we're on the flat spot of the motor, or so we can twist it. There's like a little flat spot on the shaft. That's what you want to make sure. Tiny. That way it's flat, so when you screw it on, it doesn't go nowhere. I know you can't see it, but there's like a little flat spot on the shaft on the motor, so that's where you want to put the Allen, so it gives it somewhere to grab onto. All right, so we got that. Now let's go ahead and put the tires up. Now these tires are shot. Let's see if these guys will. Oh, nice. These are traxxas. You can see this says right there, traxxas, and these are tracks. We're just gonna go ahead and put the. Oh, we gotta put the cover on. Oh, we gotta tighten up the slipper clutch, or else we ain't gonna go nowhere. So you gotta want to tighten up the slipper clutch. You want to tighten up the slipper clutch. You want to tighten up the slipper clutch. You want to tighten up the slipper clutch. Excellent. Let's put these bad boys back on. Or should we put the cover? Let's put the cover because I'm pretty. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's put the cover on because we won't be able to put it back on if we put the wheel on because of this guy right here. So let's go ahead and put the cover back on. Because if we put the wheel back on, we won't be able to get this guy right here. So there's two different size screws. The little screw goes down there. The thicker one goes on top. You don't want to tighten it too much. You just want to get it snug. All right, all right, all right. Let's put these bad boys on. Slicks. He's a city slicker. If you don't have one of these, I recommend one of these for the traxxas. It's just so easy. You just put it in your pocket. Pocket. Got one. One more. Ah, the battery. Let's tighten up the tires. All right. Give it some gas. Turn on the remote. Whoa. Almost dropped the camera, guys. I think we just gotta. I think the slipper clutch is too loose. I think the noise that we're hearing is from the slipper clutch. So we're gonna go ahead and take off the wheel again, so we can take off the wheel, so we can tighten up the slipper clutch. You gotta take off the wheel because it's really hard to get to. It's hard to get to this. So there's a screw down here. Look, there's a top and a bottom, and the little one goes on the bottom. But a lot of the times they just get stuck to the cover. So let's loosen these up so we can this, because I think the noise is coming from the slipper clutch. I think all the noise is coming from the slipper clutch. This little guy right here. So with this little tool you can tighten it up. Okay, let's put the cover back on, guys. See, a lot of the most of the time the little screw stays inside the housing. So, but just in case that if it, wow, that's hot, if it ever pops out, that way you don't strip. Yeah, we're gonna drive in a little bit. I'm gonna drive it right now, like in 2 minutes. We're gonna go drive it right now, guys. Let me just put the body on it, and let me go ahead and put the. Oh, you know what? We gotta strap down the battery. We gotta strap down the battery, or else we're gonna lose a $10 battery. These batteries are expensive. These traxxas batteries are $10. Expensive, man. I'm trying to fix a slash.